Hello, hello. Is this thing on? No, I'm just playing. I know it's on. Joking around. Just trying to be funny, but not really funny. So yeah, I'm just chilling here today. I just felt like making a video because, yeah, I'm just chilling. Um, my dog has to come be on camera because, of course, whenever I make videos, he has to ask for attention. And normally, when I'm not doing this, he's normally not even worried about me. But because, of course, I'm making a video right now, he would have to beg for attention right now, even though he normally never does. So that's what he does. Anyway, I'm going to continue. So yeah, this video is about. Um, so what made me make this video is, you know, so first of all, I'm not a very political person. I've never really been into politics. Um, as a Jehovah's Witness, my past religion, I've always been taught to remain neutral when it comes to political things. So subconsciously, I always kind of, I guess, have that stance. And I know a lot of that's been shaped by my past religion, because I was a Jehovah's Witness the majority of my younger. I was born into the religion, and I did not leave it until um, around 2011. And I didn't even leave it. I was kind of, forced to leave. The correct term is um, this disfellowshipped. I was disfellowshipped, and I've explained that in other videos. So I don't want to get into this video, but there were reasons why they thought they had to, which they were, in my opinion, misunderstanding. But that's neither here nor there. At least not in this video. But back to this video. So I wanted to talk about just this idea of how others perceive you um, on your in your life, on your path of growth or expansion, whatever you want to call it, spiritual awakening, whatever. It's just called different things depending on who you are and how you see things. You can just call it growing up. You can call it evolution. It's kind of all the same thing, just say different ways. Basically, in my opinion. So, yeah, what triggered me to make this video, I won't say triggered, what made me think about this topic was there's so many different opinions on, Trump and the administrations that basically have transitioned out of office. I see a lot of people that they hate Trump with a passion. Like, they hate him. They hate him, hate him, hate him, hate him, hate him. He's a racist. He hates, anybody that's not straight. He's antichrist. He's this, he's that. Then there's the people that like him, that believe that he's here to, save the country and to defeat the deep state and drain the swamp, as they say. Some people believe he's spiritually got something to do with, the end times. I mean, all kind of things, different perspectives, symbolically, esoteric. I've heard these things expressed esoterically. Just different perceptions and beliefs, opinions, all that, all that. And there's so many different varying opinions and beliefs on who this man is. And depending on which side you're on, he could be the savior, or he could be, some call him the Antichrist. Now I'm not here to take a side. I'm just here to look at both sides of it and see, in my opinion, trying to make sense of all this in a balanced, unbiased way, in a holistic way. That's my way. I try to do that. I try to come from that standpoint now, even though I I don't always, you know, honestly, I don't always, I can't think of the word. Wow, succeed at doing that. Had a mind went blank just now. I don't always succeed at looking at things in a holistic way, but that is my intention. More so, my intention these days in looking at things in the holistic way. So not looking at things in the oh well, Trump is trying to defeat them and they're bad, or that side is bad and we have to defeat them. Even though sometimes, honestly, I still do because the mind kind of does that on its own without she even really meaning to. Even though you really don't want to, it still happens. It's just I feel like it's just something the mind does automatically because it's so programmed in dualistic thinking because it's kind of supposed to be dualistic, at least in this dimension. But even though ultimately it's a whole mind, but that's a different video. And I don't know why my eye keeps itching, but it does. Sorry, but yeah. When I look at anything and everything now, I intend to the best of my abilities to not just go, this side's right and that side's wrong. I try to see holistically how both sides make sense in their own right. In other words, nobody's really wrong necessarily. It's just shit happening on both sides of what you would label as good or bad or right or wrong. And I know that sounds kind of weird and it's kind of hard to really explain, but that's kind of like the best I can explain it right now. But yeah, so again, like I was saying, there's so many different opinions on Trump, and I see a lot of information on my timeline. A lot of people just have a lot of real hate for the man, a lot of hate, and these are people that, outside of their opinion of Trump, seem like really nice people, really nice, genuine people. But when it comes to like political things, it's like this other side of them. They're like angry, they're like aggressive, and I'm just like, whoa, bro, like what? Calm down, bro. Like I'm talking about like people that I'll be like thinking like are really just nice people. But anything when it comes to political parties, they turn into like these people like that are completely different than I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty active on social media, and I notice when people like post stuff about, you know what I'm saying, like they post stuff, you know what I'm saying, like I notice when they post, and it's just when I see them post some of the things that they post, I'm just like, wow, bro, like you're really angry about this president. These people are really angry. They don't like him. I'm like, I didn't know like this guy affected your personal life that much. Like, is he like coming to like hurt your family or something? Is he like coming to like, I can understand then, but like he just became president. I don't know. Again, I'm not taking sides, y'all, because I don't give a fuck. I don't say I don't care about him, but I don't believe any president, no matter the party, can personally make my life what I want it to be. Now, policies and things that they put into practice or laws that they put into place may make my life, or may make me manifesting my life easier potentially, but it's not like Trump coming into office, my life is going to like magically like get better now, or it's not going to happen. Like these people are not going to make my life what I want it to be because they're a Democrat or a Republican. It's just not going to happen. Like they're still people. They can't fix my life, Again, they can put policies potentially, maybe put policies into law that may make things easier. Hopefully, best case scenario. But like just to say that, oh, him not being in office is going to like destroy my life. I'm like, no, I have challenges either way. Whoever's in the office, So it's just very odd to me. And then again, there's people that hate him. And then now my personal opinion on him is, hold on a second, y'all. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, my personal unbiased opinion of Trump is, honestly, like, I don't got a problem with him. I mean, a lot of the things that he's saying make sense to me. And there's a lot of things that people say that he does that I can neither confirm nor deny, because I'm not around that man 24/7. The news says a lot of stuff and paints pictures of people that they want the public to believe a lot of the times for their own agenda, which may or may not be true. But from what I've seen him say personally, and again, I don't know this man personally. I don't know who he really is behind closed doors. So the honest answer is I don't know. But I'm just going off of what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? And what I've seen him say on camera and things that he wants to do and he's trying to do, I'm like, why are people mad? Like, he's saying common sense shit. Now the news is saying that he's racist. The news may, run some clip or something that may have been clipped and edited that was purposely made to appear to the public, where it sounds like he's saying one thing and it's taken out of context. So now, like, people think that he's this or that or whatever the fuck. And again, I am not taking the Trump side. I'm just looking at this from a neutral point of view. I'm not saying that Trump's right. I'm not saying I'm for him or against him. I'm just saying that I personally have not seen anything that he's said or done, I'm saying, like, from his own mouth and his own words, that I personally am against or have a problem with. Now, I've heard the news say things about him. I've heard the news say that he did or said certain things, that he's a racist, but I personally have not seen that. I have not seen that personally. If someone gives me a reason to, not like them or, have some type of resistance toward them, then fine. But I haven't seen that, I'm very aware. I said, well, I'm aware of how, weird the news can be in trying to distort your perception of the world and people and some of the leaders and stuff like that. And so I'm looking at things on the news that are being said and done with that, overlapping understanding that a lot of the shit that the news presents to you is very agenda based. And if they have a problem with somebody, they may give you the worst perception of them. They did it with Obama. They're doing it with Trump. I mean, they kind of do it with everybody and everything, when you think about it. It's just most things on the news, or at least politically speaking, they very much try to, I don't know why, present people in a negative light to the public. I don't know. It's weird, but it happens, and I notice it. It's a weird thing going on with that. I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, so yeah, outside of that, I personally don't have a problem with him as an individual, and I won't unless he gives me a reason to have a problem with him or suspects that he's up to something, bad or something like that. But I mean, personally, at this point, he hasn't really done anything, at least that I've seen, that makes me feel like he's, what I mean? Like, people are saying, like, I mean, I don't know. My whole point is, it doesn't really matter what you do in this life. You could have the best intentions. And from what I've seen and heard, he's trying to really clean up a lot of the things that have gone wrong in this country, as far as a lot of the corruption and the lying and just a lot of just dumb shit that's been going on really for a long time. For whatever reason, allegedly, it seems like he's trying to do something about it. Now, if that's the case or not, I don't know. Again, I'm not taking his side. I'm just saying what it seems like from my outward appearance, just me on the outside looking into the political arena. That's what it seems like to me at this point. Now, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong and ignorant of a lot of other things that are taking place that I'm not aware of. I'm just saying what it seems like to me at this point. Seems like. So don't go, oh, you're a Trump supporter and you're taking their side and oh, you're one of them people. Like, no, I'm not none of no people. Nigga, I'm one of me. I'm me. I'm not on their side. I'm not on their side. I try to look at things from a whole point of view, holistically. And again, I don't always succeed. Sometimes my egotistical, dualistic mind wins and takes over, and I take sides. But I try to come back to a balanced, neutral, holistic, where I see and understand to the best of my human mind capability both sides of whatever the fuck's going on. So I do my best to always come back to that center point. And I don't really find my way back there. It just, you kind of fluctuate in life, I feel like, a lot of times. But I'm getting better at coming back to a holistic understanding of my present reality. I'm getting better at coming back to that, I guess you can say, state of consciousness. When I find myself leaning towards one side or another side too much. And it's a balancing thing. It's something you kind of have to do, in my opinion, like your whole life, because you're gonna always want to be too material based sometimes, and then sometimes you're gonna want to be, overly spiritual about everything, and you need to be more practical, and just be more practical and logical sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's a constant, you know, balancing act in general. Yes, Mojo. What is? See, and here he goes again. See, watch. See, any other time he would normally be literally in his room on his bed chilling. Well, the other day he did do this kind of, but normally he's literally. It's like whenever I am on my phone, he does this. Normally he's just laying in his bed in there with me, and he doesn't care. But when I get on this damn phone, he does this weird thing where he's like, put the phone down and pay attention to me. I'm like, dude, like I give you plenty of attention. But come here, it's fine. If you want to get up here, oh god, okay, you can. But anyway, yeah, it's just a thing that he does. And don't sneeze, please. I want your snot. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, what I was saying was like, and it doesn't matter like what you do. I think you were trying to like, all right, whatever. It doesn't matter what you do. There's gonna always be somebody or something that has a problem with who you are as a person. Like for me personally, I feel like on my spiritual journey or path, I've came a long way. Even though I feel lost in a lot of ways still, I feel like I've grown a lot in just the way I think and the way I do things. But there's some people out there that think that I'm immature, I'm childish, that I don't do things in a very mature manner. And I'm just like, listen, if you think I'm immature now, like, oh wow, you would be, you would just think I was more mature, I guess, back then. And Kind of lost my thought. Sorry. But yeah, there's a lot of people that think that, you know, I'm immature, I'm childish, I don't do things the right way. But to me, in my mind, I'm like, I feel like I have overcame a lot. I've grown a lot. I've matured a lot. I feel like I'm way more mature than what I used to be. I mean, we all have some, what you can label as childish ways, immature ways. Um, and I think we always will. I don't think it's good to completely lose all of your childish ways, because I think you need to keep some of your childish ways, because you need that energy to be able to spark creativity and growth, actually, and expansion. You need childlike energy, in my opinion. If you're all just logic based or adult mindedness, or like you have an adult mind, you're all logic and no imagination, you don't really have any creative spark or force to create something new, and you're going to just keep repeating the same thing. So in a way, I kind of want to keep some of my childish ways. I don't want to be completely logic about everything, or logical about everything. I do want to kind of still be childish and immature in some ways, but not in all ways though. Like, I do have an immature childish side, and I think that's very intentional subconsciously. But I also do have another side of my mind that is actually maturing and actually growing and expanding and learning how to also become more logical. It's just that I'm not choosing one over the other. You know, I'm not going to ever be a completely logical person, but I'm not going to always be this completely childish person or immature person either. I can be a little bit of both. And I think that's actually okay, and actually kind of a good thing, because I don't lean too much towards one side. I know when it's time to be more serious and kind of get down to business, and then I know when it's time to kind of just relax, kind of just have fun, not give a fuck, not worry about it. Nigga, I ain't worried about nothing type shit, energy, or whatever you want to call it. I got that side too. But I'm just better learning how to incorporate or balance both of them. And some people don't get that. They don't. They basically misunderstand that, or yeah, they misunderstand it as being just simply childish all the time. And I'm like, no. There are some times when I'm very serious, very focused. You don't physically see that side of me, but it's there. You don't see it, but it's there, and because you feel like you don't see it, like it doesn't exist in me, and it's like, no, you just not around me like that. I'm around me. I know it's there. You don't see it. So all you see is what you perceive as negative or childish or immature. But again, that's just what you see. And everyone doesn't see what you see. Only you see what you see. Marshall, can you like move so I can like get a better arm position, dude? Like, you just like, what are you doing? Why you just what? Like, I'm just what, bro? Are you gonna just stare at me? Really? What? Okay, okay. So anyway, he's so weird sometimes. Anyway, I love him to death though. He's my road dog. Ain't that right, buddy? Ain't that right? He's a good dog. He's a good dog. Anyway, but yeah, so that's my opinion on that. Yeah, people don't see my other sides, because I don't feel like I need to like prove to people that I can be mature. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm mature. Like, I'm slowly but surely figuring my life out the best that I can, the best that I know to. And that's not always apparent to other people. It doesn't always look like you're doing that. It doesn't always look outwardly like you're transforming or maturing to people on the outside. You know, what is that supposed to look like to you? Am I supposed to be exactly who you think I should be to be mature? Or, I mean, what does that look like to you? There's all these voices that think I'm not mature enough. It's just like, well, I don't even know what your definition of mature is, because your definition of maturity can be completely different from my idea of it. So where are we even going with this? Like, you know, we could be completely way off in our understanding of what it even means to be mature. Are we talking about, you know, mature spiritually, mature as an adult, as a human being, universally consciously mature? I mean, on what level? What is that? What anyway? So yeah, what level of maturity are we talking about here? Spiritual? I already said that. Are you done? Are you done? Okay, he's not done. But anyway, I don't know what his problem is. I don't know what? Are you getting down? Whenever I get on this camera, on this phone, he starts doing this. You wanna get down? Is that what it is? It's probably not, but here we go. Anyway, my dog is weird. He's really weird. Macho, please, I'm making the video, bro. Can you please not right now, please? Yeah, show off for the camera. Go ahead. I'm going to just let them watch you. They're judging you. They're judging you. You on camera. All right, anyway. He had his shine for today. But, yeah. He's not going to let me make this video. Oh, Lord. Dude, you are really... Come here. Are you going to, like, stop? Oh, God. Okay, so... I done lost my train of thought. Forgot what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know. I forgot. Oh, gosh. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, depending on who you ask, you may get a completely different, idea or perception of who you are as a person. Again, some people may see you as somebody that's mature and good, and they can see all of your growth and your evolution. And then some people will be like, no, you're not. You're childish. You're unstable. You're immature. Like, you're this, you're that. And I'm just like, but I've been doing all the internal shadow work and shit. I've been working hard on my, my soul, and then here comes somebody else that's just like, you're immature. You're childish. You need to work on yourself. You're negative. You're low vibrational. I'm just like, nigga, I've been here. Like, how? I'm just realizing that it doesn't matter who you are. Different sides, depending on where they're at in their consciousness or in their story or in their experience, are going to completely perceive you completely different than somebody else that's somewhere else completely different. Like I said, there's sides that think that Trump is, great, and he's here to, clean up a lot of this corruption and stuff like that. And then there's another side that thinks that he's basically like this negative person or president that's trying to like, take over the world or some shit. And, it's all this other, NWO type stuff. And again, I'm just like, I told y'all how I see it. At this point, he hasn't done or said nothing that I don't think isn't basically common sense. He does have some views that, are his own personal views on things like saying like, you shouldn't force people to, like, for example, like you shouldn't force schools to teach stuff about, transgender and gender change, teaching your kids to basically change their genders in like elementary school, like 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids. I agree with that. If a person wants to change their gender, introducing them to that information at a young age is not the time. After they have grown out of their childhood and they have a more fully, I guess you could say, mature mind about all that stuff, and they're able to decide if they want to do that on their own, then they can look into it on their own. But I don't feel like a child should be given information on how to cut your dick off. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't. They need to just be like, okay, I'm a boy or I'm a girl, and if I want to be a girl in a boy's body, when I'm older, I can make that decision. Just be a kid right now. I don't think we should be teaching little kids that. To me, that's common sense. I don't think he's wrong in saying that. And I do feel like there should only be 2 genders recognized. I'm sorry. You have a dick or you have a vagina. I'm sorry. You want to hate me? You want to, unsubscribe? I'm sorry. I think you're either a male or a female. Yes, there's all these spiritual ideologies of maybe you're a man in a woman's body and vice versa. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I can't prove that, but I do know I have a dick and that woman has a vagina. That's all I know. That's all I can physically, undeniably say. Now, if you are, and I have nothing against transgenders or gays, absolutely nothing against them, but I'm just saying, like, too, like, okay, y'all, can we be a little bit more reasonable about this? Like, do you really need to teach a young child about cutting off their dick and becoming the opposite gender? Why? For what? For what reason? A child needs to do that? I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I don't see the point in it. But if that's just something you want to and need to do, you have every right and freedom to do that. You can do that, make that choice as an adult when you have an adult mind and you're not overly impressionable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, to me, it's common sense. But to other people, it's like, oh, you're trying to be. I'm like, he's not trying to do anything. Like, how is that being like a tyrannical? How? I'm just like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all are mad because Trump said that the United States only recognizes 2 genders, a male and a female. What's wrong about that? What is wrong about that? I'm like, there are only 2 male. There's only 2 genders. You have a man that has a penis, and you have a woman that has a vagina. What is wrong about that? Nobody's oppressing you. That's not oppression. What are you talking? Anyway, don't get me started, because I already know that some people will have a problem with me even saying that. But people are really acting like this over stuff like that. I'm just like, anyway, I don't know. I mean, I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. So yeah, long story short, doesn't matter what you do. Some people will see your growth, your growth, your evolution. They'll see you getting more mature, and then there are some people that will say you're not getting anything. You're childish. You're unevolved. You're animalistic in your thinking. And I'm just like, well, it's whatever you think, bro. You know, I'm no longer trying to prove nothing. As long as I know what it is in my mind, whether you do or don't, you can't see it. I'm good. Excuse me. I'm good with it. You know, if you can't see the growth, if you can't see the evolution, then well, I don't know what to tell you. That's just too bad. I'm sorry you can't see it, but I definitely see it, and I definitely know it for myself. And it sucks that you can't see it, but yeah. So yeah, that's the video. I just wanted to express that, because it's a real thing. It definitely does happen, and it can be very unnerving. But it's like at the same time, it's just like, you know what? Who gives a shit? Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. Anyway, later. Deuces. Have a good one.